Right, ladies and gentlemen, the colorful life of students who are aspiring to be IITians, but their story in black and white is back. Season 2 of Kota Factory. Welcome, guys. So good to see the cast.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to see you all. Congratulations. Congratulations. We've been waiting for this for so long and it's finally here. Talk to me about the kind of impact that you guys have had on students and on so many people alike as well. I'm sure आपके DMs must be filled with students reaching out, so many people who relate to the stories. Some may relate to a few characters better than the others. Who'd like to go first? Mayur?
आप बहुत सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं मतलब इतने सारे कि मतलब आप ये शो थोड़ा कम ही पड़ जाएगा हमारे लिए। पर मुझे एक याद है मैं चेंबूर में जहाँ पे मैं रह रहा हूँ वहाँ एक छोटी सी दुकान है और मैं दुकान के बाहर खड़ा था क्योंकि दुकान वाला मेरा दोस्त है तो मैं दुकान के बाहर खड़ा था और एक बहुत स्वीट सी आंटी आई उन्होंने एक चॉकलेट ली। तो जैसे उन्होंने चॉकलेट ली तो मेरा चॉकलेट खाने का मन कर गया मैंने काश चॉकलेट मिलती। तो आंटी ने चॉकलेट लेके मेरे को दे दी और उन्होंने बोला कि मैंने कल ही कोटा फैक्ट्री देखा और आपने बहुत अच्छा काम किया और मैं ये बड़ा खुश हो गया इस बात से। जो दुकान वाला था उसने भी चॉकलेट खाई अपनी चॉकलेट बेच के। तो बहुत स्वीट मोमेंट हुआ था वहाँ पे। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं मतलब और हाँ।
Anyone else have any stories in terms of a DM, yeah, a message that really touched you guys?
I think during the shoot of season two, all of us had gone out. It was a break day, and we were just exploring Kota and chilling out. And we had this boy come to us and give us a letter, and he was like, "आप please अपने होटल जाके पढ़िएगा इसको." और he was shaking and he was just like he couldn't believe his eyes that he saw us, and we were wearing masks because we were this is in January. So he came to us. We read the letter, and the letter was all about how the show has changed his life entirely, and how he relates to every character, and how brilliant the show is. And we came, and I remember we came to Raghav's room, and we read the letter, and it was just very overwhelming. And we get like DMs on a daily basis, just saying how amazing Kota Factory is and how it's just changed their lives. So that's always nice to hear.
अरे दिस इज द सेम गाय जिसको हम बाद में वो खाने के लिए लेकर गए थे राज कचौड़ी।
नहीं नहीं, हाँ वो अलग है।
ओके।
वो तू बता दे।
तो हम पानी पूरी खाने के लिए गए थे एक जगह कोटा में। तो हम सब खड़े हुए थे तो कोई दो लड़के आए हमारे पास और वो फ़ैन ही थे हमारे और उन्हें बड़ा कि अरे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा ये वो। तो हमने उन्हें साथ में लेके फिर हम लोग आगे जा रहे थे राज कचौड़ी खाने के लिए। तो हमने उन्हें भी साथ में लेकर गए थे। फिर हमने सबने साथ में राज कचौड़ी खाई थी फिर। तो ये एक बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था। और एक लड़का बाइक से कूद गया था मेरे को देख के। बाइक पे जा रहा था और कूद गया, आलम खान उदय उदय उदय, और वो कूद गया। और मेरा रिएक्शन था क्योंकि मेरे सामने तो सडनली और मुझे नहीं पता कि वो क्यों कूदा है। मुझे लगा पता नहीं क्यों कूद गया। आई वाज लाइक दिस।
But must feel incredible to know the kind of impact you're having on kids, college students, and people who love the show generally. So many interactions happening all throughout the day, and there's so much of buzz around Kota Factory. Are there interviews jahan pe people ask you questions that are engineering related? Has that happened with interviews as
या
yet?
मोस्ट ऑफ टाइम पीपल थिंक दैट वी आर
We
फ्रॉम
are
लाइक
engineers.
या आई एम इंजीनियर और फिर उनको बाद में पता चलता है कि अच्छा अच्छा आप एक्टर हो। अच्छा इसलिए आपको लिया है सीरीज में। मतलब ऑब्वियसली इसलिए नहीं लिया क्योंकि मैं इंजीनियर था क्योंकि हमारा तो कोई दूर दूर
मयूर
तो
से
वास्ता
एक दिन
नहीं।
कोई तो ये भी पूछ रहा था कि अच्छा ठीक है अभी आगे क्या जॉब कर रहे हो फिर मतलब ये तो बस तुमने इस सीरीज के लिए किया होगा, तुमने इंजीनियर होगा इसलिए उठा लिए होंगे,
इंजीनियर
बाकी
होगा
क्या
तो
वेल्डिंग वेल्डिंग का काम करते हो,
और
प्लम्बर
रिच
हो।
विच बनाते हुए दिखे।
और रंजन आईआईटी ने ये जान के बहुत खुशी होती है सबको, अरे आप आईआईटी, अरे वाह वाह कहाँ से किया।
Respect on another level
यस
altogether.
यस। और
But
फिर
you
टर्न
know,
ऑफ भी हो जाता है उनका जब वो बोलता है ना छोड़ दिया मैंने।
छोड़ दिया।
but guys, generally, just the way subject matters are treated, the way Raghav has gone about portraying everything as well from a student's point of view. I like the fact that menstruation se leke masturbation tak, you guys have treated it so very beautifully. When it comes to talking about subjects that are supposed to be treated normally. However, for a country like India, it is still a very bold topic. How exactly did you go about it, Raghav? Do you want to talk about it, if you could?
Yes, I definitely can. So, there is this subtlety and there is this nuanced way of telling a story. And we at TVF try very hard to not make it an exploitative piece, to not go the cliched way of showing young adults who want to break bad, who just want to go party. Yes, there exist a lot of kids who get a lot of freedom suddenly once they're 16, 17, once they go to college, once they leave home. So we believe in representation. So if you think about it, there are Uday, his character represents that person who wants to break bad, who's out of home and just wants to have fun. But at the same time, we have someone like Amina. At the same time, we have someone like a Webber. At the same time, we have someone from a totally different stream altogether, Shivangi. So we see how how everyone comes together in this small little city and tries to make something out of themselves. So when it comes to these young adults, there are so many things that we need to talk about, but there has to be a certain delicacy involved in it, and there has to be a way of presenting what you want to say, and that's where the writers come into play. That's where our producers come into play. That we have always been sensitive about putting out everything that needs to be told without being outlandish, if I may. So that striking that fine balance, that very very Indian value sets and systems that we follow, because this is what we've been raised on, this is what we grew up on, and that this is what resonates with the audience, and that is precisely what we wanted to put down in this show. And several topics about, these are kids, again, you have to remember, 16, 17, they go through so much. They're out of the city, loneliness, making friends, as you said, how do you deal with when you feel guilty about masturbation, what do girls go through. Everything has to be concised, and that's why we need a lot more seasons of the show, because there's so much more to explore. And we are just at the start of telling a true story, an account of what really happens in Kota.
Raghav, love the way you've shifted focus, the framework, the way you've shot the drone sequences, the way you played around with light as well. Kudos. And of course, you have all these young actors to deliver their parts, which is an absolute treat in itself as well. It's a great watch, beautiful in terms of subtlety and how you've treated each subject as well. I want to talk about a few places where it's a hard relate, right? तीन दोस्त गाड़ी में बैठ के they are going on a two-wheeler, Activa mein baith ke. And then there is a shot of just the laddu. When Ma says laddu yahan par hai. One shot of laddu makes so much of a difference. Guys, what are the moments where you watched the show, or at least you were shooting the show and you were like, हाँ यहाँ पे बहुत hard relate होने वाला है?
रिलेट मतलब बहुत सारी चीज़ें थी जहाँ पे रिलेट हो रहा था, बट जैसे आप वो सीक्वेंस की बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें मेरा एक फेवरेट सीक्वेंस है जिसमें बाइक एक जगह से होती है और हम लोग ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं, पर हमने वो याद है बाइक यू टर्न करके हमने फिर वहीं पे लगाया, वो मेरा बहुत फेवरेट वाला मोमेंट
हाँ, वो मैं जल्दी जल्दी में निकल के आता हूँ। सर का ही आइडिया था ये, सीजन 1। तो हम एक गली के अंदर थे जहाँ शूटिंग चल रही थी। सर ने बताया कि तू बाहर निकल के आएगा और तू इस एक्टिवा पे बैठेगा और ये भी बैठेंगे, तू जल्दी में आएगा और तू ऐसे एक्टिवा को स्टार्ट करेगा और ऐसे घुमा के सामने वाले दरवाजे पे खड़ी कर देगा।
तो ये सारी चीज़ें हम थिएटर में करते थे ना, आपको ये स्टेज पे एक्सप्लोर करनी पड़ती है चीज़ें, क्योंकि आप स्टेज पे लिटरली आप रास्ता नहीं दिखा सकते आप, तो आपको एक पर्टिकुलर स्टेज पे तो यही होता है कि अगर मैंने बोला ये चांद है तो पूरे ऑडियंस को यकीन करना पड़ता है कि चांद है, तो वो वाला। तो आप जब स्टेज और सिनेमा और कैमरा ये सब इन्वॉल्व करते हो और वो तो बहुत अलग मज़ा आता है, तो वो मेरे लिए वैसा वाला था कि यार ये कितना एक्सपेरिमेंटल है हालांकि।
मेरे लिए क्लासरूम बहुत ज़्यादा मुझे मेरे स्कूल डेज़ में लेकर चला जाता था, क्योंकि मैं जो किरदार प्ले कर रहा हूँ मैं कुछ थोड़ा बहुत वैसे ही हुआ करता था अपने स्कूल में भी, कि मजाक मस्ती करते रहना और आगे ही बैठता है, पीछे नहीं बैठता है, लेकिन है मतलब उसका थोड़ा सा। तो मेरे लिए क्लासरूम के सीन्स बहुत ही वो
तू
नॉस्टैल्जिया।
गया था क्लासरूम बचपन में?
स्कूल में तो ज़्यादा था।
There was this one scene in season 1 where Vartika and Vaibhav have come. They're right outside the PG. Haan. And that was totally improvised. I was just hanging out on set, and Raghav suddenly thought, "Ki we have Shivangi on set. Why don't we put her in the scene?" And there is this just one shot where I come in and I see Vaibhav and Vartika right outside, and I just take my phone up and I start recording it. And that, I think that was so cool. It was all improvised. It was so much fun. It looked so good in the show. So that was my favorite moment.
And of course, as an audience member, I must say there is also a hard relate when the teacher is teaching a subject and you're not catching it at all, and the teacher has moved on, and you're just wondering ki kya ho raha hai. You're just sitting in the classroom and you're going, what really is going on anymore? There are so many moments like that. Well done, guys. Mayur, you actually looked ill in season 2 until the Brahmastra was brought in, of course. Like
There we go.
the makeup, everything. Like I genuinely thought, is he okay?
So, making the show was going back to old school roots. Why move the camera? Do I want to move the camera? Also, playing with black and white, light and shadows. So, silhouettes. When it comes to makeup, when we speak about him being ill, we applied a specific colored makeup on Mayur, and then we accentuated that color in post to make his skin texture look a little bad, to make it look a little
Pale.
dirty, like he hasn't had a shower for quite a few days, that he looks ill. So these are things that were done in horror films back in the 20s and 30s, and those ideas and thoughts we have taken and applied here. We did blue makeup on him, so if you can see the making of it, you can see there's a light tinge of blue, and then we pushed that in post during grading, and he looks way iller than he really does on camera, at least.
Neat job, guys. Really neat job. And of course, a moment going out to all the mothers who literally do a whole lot for every student. I'm sure all of you as well, even in your own journey, there are times when agar kisi student ke ghar mein exam hai, then that means it's an Agni Pariksha for the entire family. And of course, everybody is involved as well. But the way mom comes and just makes everything all right is shown simply beautifully. Job well done on that as well. You know, as much as I do feel that education is a business and we're all stuck in a rat race, somehow I'm vouching for Mayur to get into IIT. Mujhe Vaibhav has to go to IIT. Is this how I'm supposed to be feeling?
Yes, even I am feeling the same.
There is so
Both on
much
the same
more
page.
apart from IIT as well, right? Like, I mean, but why am I vouching for Vaibhav to get into IIT?
Because that's how it's been written, and that's how it's been shot. And he is the lead of the show, and he is the protagonist. He takes this, propels the story forward. So the fact that it's not just Webber's character. Being able to relate any character to anybody across the world is filmmaking.
Well done, guys. Job well done. And must say kudos to every single actor who's involved in bringing this story to life. If there is one thing that you'd want to change about the education system, what would it be? We'll start with the actors. Ranjan?
मतलब ऐसा कुछ चेंज तो मुझे आइडिया नहीं क्या चेंज लाऊंगा, बट मैं जहाँ भी पढ़ता था या जहाँ जहाँ पढ़ा हूँ वहाँ मुझे कई कुछ मिले अच्छे, कुछ नहीं। तो जो अच्छे मिले मैं वो बोलूँगा कि अगर वो सब जगह वो अच्छे अगर मिलते रहें तो इसलिए कि टीचर एक बनना एक अलग आर्ट होती है। कुछ होते हैं कि जस्ट वो पेमेंट मिल रही है, महीने का मिल रहा है, गया वो कोर्स ख़त्म किया एंड ख़त्म। कुछ टीचर होते हैं जो आर्टिस्ट होते हैं, जिन्हें पढ़ाना पसंद होता है, उन्हें मतलब कोई डाउट पूछे तो बताना पसंद होता है। जो मेरे जीतू भैया थे वो बहुत अच्छे वैसे वाले थे कि तुम क्वेश्चन करो, समझो, कोई सवाल है तो उसको बहुत 2-3 बार एक बार देखो कि कहना क्या चाह रहा है, सवाल में पहले से क्या क्या हैं, मतलब बहुत एक तरीके से जो होता है ना कि पढ़ना, एक तरीके से पढ़ना एक अलग बात होती है। लेकिन हमें राह में चलते चलते बताते थे वो कि साइकिल चल रहा है तो एक्सटर्नल फोर्स आखिर लग कहाँ से रहा है, क्योंकि पैडल तुम मार रहे हो, तुम्हारा इंटरनल हुआ तुम्हारी साइकिल के बीच में, तो आगे कौन लेके जा रहा है। तो हम लोग ऐसे अरे हाँ यार ये कैसे लेकिन हुआ, एक्सटर्नल फोर्स चाहिए होता है ये वो। फिर बहुत अच्छे से समझाया चक्के के नीचे वाले पॉइंट पे फ्रिक्शन लग रही है ये वो करके। तो होता है कि एक तरीका होता है, आई थिंक अगर वो सारे लोग वो जिम्मेदारी अगर समझ लें हर पढ़ाने वाले की, नहीं ये किसी और के लिए जॉब मिली, किसी बच्चों को पढ़ाना है, उनका फ्यूचर हमारे हाथ में है, उनकी समझ अब जो बढ़ेगी वो हमारे हाथ में, वो सेव करना। तो आई थिंक कि वो हेल्प करेगा और स्टूडेंट्स को हर जगह, हर सीखने वाले को हेल्प करेगा अगर थोड़ा वैसा
या
हो तो।
फील आ जाएगी अगर if teachers end up taking that role, and everyone is not Jitu Bhaiya, but it would be nice. Anyone else want to change anything with
I
the
think
education
theater and arts should be like compulsory in the school. I feel because it's very very important. क्योंकि हम लोग स्कूल में इसको हमेशा एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज़ देखते हैं as soon as you do anything apart from studies. And because I was a student and I always like to do something apart from studies in the school. तो स्कूल क्योंकि आपका बहुत ज़्यादातर टाइम बचपन में आपका ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा टाइम आपका स्कूल में ही जाता है, तो उस दौरान आप क्या बन के निकल रहे हो उस स्कूल से, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. तो आई मीन द बेसिक्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड इफ़ यू गेट द बेसिक्स इन द करेक्ट एज, you don't have to, it's not necessary that you have to become an artist only जब आप बड़े हो जाओ, बट एक क्योंकि आर्ट हर शख्सियत में, हर आदमी में वो कहीं ना कहीं अंदरूनी छुपा हुआ, हमको लगता नहीं है हमारे अंदर ही है, उसके अंदर नहीं होगा, बट हर किसी के अंदर कुछ ना कुछ एक चीज़ ऊपर कुदरत ने दी है जो है हमारे अंदर. तो उसको ही हम आत्मविश्वास जो होता है, अपनी आत्मा पे विश्वास बढ़ता है आपका, वो कब बढ़ता है जब आप उस चीज़ को प्रैक्टिस करते रहते हो, वो क्राफ्ट पे होता रहता है. तो अगर बचपन में आपको ऐसी सारी चीज़ें मिल जाती है तो ऑब्वियसली आपका दिमाग जो है थोड़ा और एक्सप्लोर हो जाता है, लिटरेचर के तरफ आप और एक्सप्लोर हो जाते हो. अच्छा हमारी तरफ क्या लिखा गया है, वहाँ क्या लिखा गया है, किस तरह के नाटक लिखे गए हैं, शेक्सपियर ने क्या लिखा था, और बहुत तमाम चीज़ें इसमें आ जाती है. तो मेरे ख्याल से ये एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट होना चाहिए स्कूलिंग का.
हाँ मतलब मुझे यही चीज़ है कि जो हमको जो थ्योरी पढ़ाई जाती है बचपन से, तो वो थ्योरी सिर्फ एक रिवीजन के लिए होनी चाहिए, और स्कूल का पैटर्न ही ऐसा होना चाहिए कि आपको प्रैक्टिकली सब चीज़ कराई जा रही है. आपके स्कूल्स ही ऐसे होने चाहिए कि आप प्रैक्टिकली कर रहे हो सब कुछ, तो थ्योरी उसको रिवाइज करने के लिए होनी चाहिए.
correct? All of you just
Sorry, I would
yes,
just
please,
also like to
Kansa.
add to that. I think sign language is very important. Oh, sorry. Oh God.
You read my mind.
I think sign language is very very important, and not just for like who are for people who are like impaired. Sorry, I don't know the right word. I'm sorry. But like for a lot of more situations, like if I'm going to say something very dark, but like if you're in trouble and you can't talk to someone and you have to like communicate in sign language, I think with other subjects, like we are taught Marathi very well. We have the option of choosing Sanskrit or French. I think with those languages, I think sign language should be compulsory. Yeah,
Valid
that's
point.
it, yeah.
I think moving to C and C++ sign language could be as human and raw as possible, right? Before we wrap this up, guys, I quickly want to bring about a few frequently asked questions jo Google pe hai, and I wanted your attention on this. Quickly go ahead and answer these questions. Of course, the top question is, why is Kota Factory shot in black and white? But I will move on from that because it's
so
just
sweet of
beautiful the way it is. It's just perfect. The second question is Kota Factory a real life story? Quick answers. Subbu.
Yes and no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Moving on to the next one. What is the name of the girl in Kota Factory? And I think we know whom they are talking
No, they're talking about Revti. I'm sure they're talking about Revti.
I think
Revti
they
Pillai.
pretty much are talking about you, Sas. Moving on to the next one, what is Vaibhav Pandey's IIT rank?
IIT रैंक
अभी तो
अभी तो
देगा
वो
एग्जाम
AIR1.
नहीं उससे
AIR -1.
doing the rounds. And these are the kind of questions that are being asked on the internet, guys. Moving on to the next one. Ranjan Raj ka height kya hai?
5'6".
There you go. The person who wanted to know. Then there's one more. I don't think this is a question, but a comment hai which says, Uday mast aadmi hai.
Thank you.
Guys, finally, there is one last question which says, does Jeetu Bhaiya teach on an academy? Because some people actually think that.
For that, they'll have to go and check the app.
The app.
Guys, thank you so very much for spending time with me. Here's wishing you the very best. Take care of yourself.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
Thank
and,
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
for Kota Factory Season 2.
Thank you.
24th September, only on Netflix.